Rowing and back pain, they seem to go hand in hand, but they don't have to. Here are some things that you can do right now that might make you feel a little bit better. I'm Cassi Niemann, a You Can Row To Master Rowing Instructor, and we're gonna give you 4 tips that might help you avoid back pain or help it if you're dealing with it. Now, to be clear, I can't prevent pain. It happens. It's gonna happen whether you row or you don't row. But the benefits of actually rowing are gonna outweigh not rowing. So, second thing is, rowing itself is not inherently dangerous. There are many ways to move. Your body is adaptable. We are resilient beings. The thing is we want to do something that's repeatable, that's efficient for us, and that feels good over the long term. So I'm going to give you 4 things that will hopefully help you get to that point. Now, I could go down a lot of different paths. I could go down the path of you just need to get stronger, you just need to get more flexible, you just need to learn the perfect technique. But I'm not gonna go that direction because I wanna give you 4 things that you can do right now that might make you feel better. All right, so the first thing is gonna be drop that damper down from a 10. If you've got it all the way up here, it's just adding more load to every stroke. And really, you're probably gonna be better served over the long term at learning how to row at a lower damper setting. It's just pulling in less air and you become more efficient. You can move better when that damper is slightly lower. There are certainly times to put it up, and it is certainly a personal preference, but I would suggest putting it in the middle or lower, somewhere between 3 to 5, probably perfect. So set that damper a little lower, step 1. Step 2, we haven't even started rowing yet. And this one is also just a concept, but when you are rowing, we are actually performing a push. It is a leg-driven movement. So the more you can understand that this movement is caused all because of our legs, the better, because then we can push and use those bigger muscles instead of thinking about pulling. When we pull, we end up putting a lot more load up here, and it's just typically not as strong as the bottom half of our body. So make this a leg-driven movement and really think about the push through the legs versus a big pull of the body and a pull of the handle. So again, just understanding that this is a push, not a pull. We want to use our legs more than we want to use our body, but it is a full body exercise. So when we go into step 3, which is our posture and just understanding how the body is involved in this movement, we do want to recognize that it is a full body movement. So when you sit, all right, this is step number 3, sitting on this machine, we want to make sure we're sitting with the hips back. We are putting our body in a position where we can hinge forward. One of the biggest kind of causes or things that may be contributing to you not feeling that great when you're rowing in your lower back is likely because you are flexing and extending your spine versus your hips. So if we can sit up tall and hinge the body forward, we set ourselves up in a better position to hinge from the hips. If we were sitting high up on our butt and letting everything tilt under, then as we hinge, we're gonna hinge more from our back. And that may put a little more load there and end up not feeling good over the long term. So what you can do is sit up a little bit taller. You can literally pick your butt cheeks up to the back so you can hinge those hips forward, and that's gonna help you get into a better position. Now, this is usually a point where we are often heard about flexibility, mobility, your hamstrings, all those things. But listen, this machine is built with that in mind. The angle of the foot stretcher allows for you to get into a better position than you would if you were just standing on the flat ground and doing a toe touch. So it's not exactly the same. The seat is higher, the feet are lower. So if you're having trouble still sitting in that position and not being able to get that hip hinge, you may try lowering your feet a little bit. You could also try lifting your seat a little bit. There are seat pads, you can adjust the foot stretchers. All these things might help you get that hinge forward. And when it comes to that posture, when it comes to being in a position that is effective for you, we want to be able to hinge forward out of the finish of the stroke. So as you pull that handle in, the arms come away and the body follows, and we are hinging from the hips, not from the back. So this involves sitting up tall, and so that we can get that reach forward, coming up to the catch and maintaining that position as we drive back. Now that posture is extended beyond just the hips. When we're sitting up tall, right, we're not slouching down. We're pulling ourselves up out of the hips, trying to get in that body position forward. As you swing that body forward, this is where that full body comes into play, because it's not just the legs, the arms and the upper body are involved, and they do need to be engaged. They need to be paying attention. As you come up into the catch, now that we've gotten into the right position, this is the key. This is where we are doing the work starting from our legs, but it has to travel all the way up our body. And what needs to be engaged are our lats. So right here under the armpit, in the shoulder girdle, we're engaging those lats so that the shoulder can just hang on to that handle. So thinking about posture, right? There's not necessarily the good and the bad posture. There's posture that's effective. So when we're pushing with the legs, we want the engagement to travel all the way up into our hands, because that's where we connect to the machine. So if this is not, and we slouch and we let that shoulder go, then likely the load, even if we're in the right position, might go more here. So sitting up tall, pulling your chest up off your knees, not necessarily in a rigid, I am as tight as possibly can be, but in a way where you can hang on that handle as you push with the legs, and that transfer of force happens from the legs all the way into the hands. So the way you sit on this seat makes a huge difference. So understanding those things will help hopefully avoid or get you through it. Now, the last thing, it's really just a matter of patience. It's a matter of understanding that this is a progression. Again, rowing itself is not inherently dangerous. It's not going to hurt you. We can move in lots of different ways. What is important is that we kind of titrate the load, the volume, the amount of work we're doing over time. We make sure it's manageable to what we can do in this moment. And so letting yourself build up time on the machine, knowing that it's going to take time for you to be able to maintain these same postural positions for longer periods of time. And so that is often why I do refer to bringing that damper down, right? And then building up in time. So following a program, giving yourself some structure to the process. So patience as an overall thing is gonna help. Patience inside the stroke is also going to help. And you can use things like drills. So what I would suggest would be the pause drill is a great drill. So we're gonna come through to the finish, come through arms and body over, and we have the patience of, I'm gonna slow down and actually just check in with where I am, and then I'm gonna continue forward. And we can, this is the ultimate patience, right? Where we actually stop in our stroke, check in, okay, I'm in a position I wanna be in, and I'm gonna keep that as I go up to the front. But even as you go to a full continuous stroke, the patience comes in here in the recovery, where we slow down. We take the time to get our body into the position we want it to be. And then once we get there, we can utilize it for the strongest stroke possible with our body. I'll come back to this again and again. Row slow. Slow down. Take your time. Invest in learning what is the best position for you and what is efficient that you can maintain over time without it hurting you. Because in the end, rowing is better than not rowing. And we want you to feel good on this machine so that you can do it for the long term. So those are 4 things that you can apply to your stroke right now. Of course, getting stronger always helps. Of course, there's going to be benefits in your mobility and your flexibility. And of course, spending time on the machine. But what you can do right now is lower that damper. Remember that this is a push, not a pull, a leg-driven movement. We're not trying to swing, to open up that body, to pull that handle back. If we open up that body, I'm bypassing all the good stuff the legs can do. Number 3, just sitting in a good postural position, sitting up tall, making sure you're being able to lean forward, adjusting the foot stretchers. That's kind of a big thing. And then the last thing is just being patient. Slow down. Take your time in the stroke. Do some drills. Row at a lower stroke rate. So try those out. Hopefully that will get you rowing, feeling good, and doing it for longer. Let me know if any of those work for you.